Why do smart people make terrible decisions? Why do you keep repeating the same mistakes, even when you know better? Why does one bad comment hurt more than 100 good ones? Why do you stay in situations that are clearly wrong for you? These are not random. These are not personality flaws. These are not just bad days. These are thinking errors, hardwired into your brain, running silently in the background every single day. And today, we expose all of them, and definitely how to fix them. Let's start. Error 1. Confirmation bias. Error number 1 is called confirmation bias. Here is how it works. Your brain actively searches for information that agrees with what you already believe, and it quietly ignores everything that does not fit. It does not do this to hurt you. It does this to protect you. Your brain wants to feel consistent. It wants to feel right. So it filters reality and only shows you what confirms your existing beliefs. Think about this. Someone believes they are unlucky. Every morning they wake up already expecting a bad day. When something goes wrong, they notice it immediately. They talk about it. They replay it in their head. But when something goes right, they barely register it. They move on. They dismiss it as a coincidence. Over time, their belief grows stronger and stronger. But it was never based on reality. It was based on selective attention, a distorted lens. This error keeps you stuck in false beliefs for years, sometimes for a lifetime. Here is your fix. Start asking yourself one powerful question every single day. What evidence exists that proves me wrong? Seek out one opposing view every week. A book, a podcast, a conversation with someone who thinks differently. It feels uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is exactly where growth lives. Over time, it slowly breaks the bias. Error 2. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Error number 2. Secretly controls your confidence, and most people have no idea it is happening. It is called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it works like this. When you know very little about something, you think you know a lot. You feel confident. You feel ready. You feel like you have figured it out. But when you actually know a lot about something, you start to realize how much you still do not know. Real experts are often the most humble people in the room. Here is a real-life example. A beginner starts investing in the stock market. They make one profitable trade in their first week. Suddenly, they feel unstoppable. They feel like an expert. They go all in with their savings. They take big risks without any real strategy. Then the market shifts, and they lose everything. That is the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. It makes you dangerously overconfident at the worst possible moment, right when you need caution the most. Here is your fix. Before any big decision in your life, stop and rate your actual knowledge honestly out of 10. Be brutally honest with yourself. Then ask, what do I not know about this yet? What am I missing? Stay curious. Stay humble. The moment you think you know everything is the moment you stop growing. Error 3. Negativity bias. Error number 3 happens to most people before they even get out of bed. It is called negativity bias. Your brain is hardwired to hold on to negative experiences much longer and much more powerfully than positive ones. One bad comment hits harder than 10 genuine compliments. One bad morning can ruin an entire day. One difficult week can make an entire month feel like a failure. Here is why this happens. Your brain treats negative information as a survival threat. It stores it deeply and replays it often to make sure you remember the danger. This was useful when humans lived in the wild. It kept them alive. But in modern life, this same wiring makes you anxious, pessimistic, and emotionally exhausted. You start seeing your life as worse than it actually is. You focus on what went wrong and completely overlook everything that went right. Your reality becomes distorted, and you do not even notice it happening. Here is your fix. Every night before you sleep, write down 3 good things that happened that day. They do not need to be big. They just need to be real. A good conversation, a task you completed, a moment you enjoyed. This simple daily habit rewires your brain over time. It trains your mind to scan for the positive just as naturally as it scans for the negative. Give it 30 days. You will feel the shift. Error 4. Sunk cost fallacy. Error number 4 has trapped millions of people in jobs they hate, relationships that hurt them, and paths that no longer serve them. It is called the sunk cost fallacy. And here is exactly how it works. You keep doing something, not because it is still good for you, but because of what you have already put into it. time, money, energy, emotion, years of your life. Leaving feels like wasting all of that. So you stay, even when staying is clearly making things worse. You stay in a bad job because you have already given 5 years to that company. You stay in a painful relationship because you have already invested so much of yourself. You keep watching a terrible movie because you already paid for the ticket. But here is the hard truth. That time is already gone. That money is already spent. Staying longer does not bring any of it back. It only costs you more of your future. You are not protecting your past investment by staying. You are sacrificing your future because of it. Here is your fix. Ask yourself this one question whenever you feel stuck. If I were starting completely fresh today, with no history, would I still choose this? If the honest answer is no, then you already know what to do. The past cannot be recovered, but your future still can be. Error 5. Availability heuristic. Error number 5 reveals exactly why your brain is so bad at judging real risk. It is called the availability heuristic. Your brain judges how likely something is, based on how easily and quickly it can recall an example of it happening. If something is vivid, if it is dramatic, if it is recent, your brain assumes it must be common, even when the actual statistics say completely the opposite. Here is the classic example. You watch a news story about a plane crash, detailed coverage, survivor interviews, footage of the wreckage. Suddenly, the thought of flying feels genuinely terrifying. But here is the reality. Statistically, driving to the airport is far more dangerous than the actual flight. Car accidents kill hundreds of times more people every year than plane crashes. But car accidents are not dramatic. They do not dominate the news. So your brain does not fear them nearly as much. Your brain was not responding to data. It was responding to a powerful and vivid memory. Here is your fix. Before making any fear-based decision, pause. Look up the actual statistics on that topic. Find real numbers, real data. Then ask yourself honestly, is this fear based on actual facts? Or is it based on something dramatic I recently saw or heard? Let data lead, not emotion. Error 6, self-serving bias. Error number 6 is about how your brain constantly works to protect your ego, even when that protection is destroying your growth. It is called the self-serving bias. The pattern is simple but powerful. When things go well, you take full and complete credit. When things go wrong, you immediately look for outside factors to blame. You pass an important exam. That was your intelligence, your preparation, your hard work. You fail that same exam. The teacher was unfair. The questions were too tricky. You were having a bad day. You did not sleep well. Sound familiar? It does for most people. Because this bias is incredibly common, it feels comfortable in the moment. It protects your self-image. But it is silently and consistently blocking your growth. Because if nothing is ever your fault, you never find the real problem. You never fix it. You never improve. You just repeat the same mistakes with different excuses. Here is your fix. After every failure, no matter how small, find just one thing that you could have done differently. Just one. Own it. Not to punish yourself or feel guilty, but to learn from it, to grow from it. Accountability is not weakness. It is the single most powerful foundation of real and lasting improvement. Error 7. Anchoring bias. Error number 7 is being used against you every single day by marketers, advertisers, salespeople, and negotiators. It is called anchoring bias. Your brain places an extremely heavy weight on the very first piece of information it receives, the first number, the first price, the first impression. Everything that comes after gets judged and measured relative to that very first anchor. Here is a simple everyday example. You walk into a store. A jacket has a tag showing the original price of $300 crossed out with a new price of $100 below it. Suddenly it feels like an incredible deal. You feel like you are saving $200. But was that jacket ever actually worth $300? Probably not. The original price was likely inflated just to make the sale price feel impressive. The anchor manipulated your entire perception of value. This exact same trick happens in salary negotiations, in property sales, in restaurant menus, even in how you permanently judge a person based purely on your very first impression of them. Here is your fix. Always do your own independent research before entering any negotiation or making any significant purchase. Ask yourself clearly, what is the actual real value here? Not the value that was presented to me first. Remove the anchor. Think from scratch. You will make far smarter decisions. Error 8. Black and white thinking. Error number 8 quietly affects almost every decision you make on a daily basis. It is called black and white thinking. Your brain sees everything as either completely perfect or a total and absolute failure. There is no middle ground in your mind. No gray area. No in-between. Just all or nothing. And this one pattern destroys more progress than almost anything else. You miss one day at the gym, and immediately you tell yourself, I have completely ruined my routine. I have no discipline. I will just start fresh again next month. And next month never actually comes. You make one mistake at work, and suddenly in your mind, you are bad at your job. Not just today, completely, permanently, forever. You eat one unhealthy meal, and you decide the entire diet is over. This all-or-nothing thinking pattern kills your consistency before it ever has a real chance to build into something meaningful. Here is your fix. Replace all-or-nothing thinking with one simple and powerful phrase. Say it to yourself whenever you feel like giving up. Something is always better than nothing. Missed the gym today? Do 10 push-ups at home. That still counts. Ate one bad meal? Make the next one healthy. That still counts. Progress is never perfect. It was never supposed to be. But it is always, always, always still progress. Let me be completely straight with you. Most people will watch this video, nod along, and then go back to thinking the exact same way they always have. Because change is uncomfortable. Awareness without action means nothing. But you are still here. That already makes you different. You now have 8 tools that most people never get. Use them. Question your assumptions. Own your failures. Think in gray, not black and white. Your brain will resist. That is normal. Push back anyway. The quality of your life is directly determined by the quality of your thinking. So, think better, starting right now.